On this Talk Therapy Tuesday, I'm Tanya McLean-Nicholas, licensed marriage family therapist and owner of Renewed Hope Counseling. Kids are heading back to school. Are they prepared? Do you and your kids have the right tools in your back to school toolkit? Last week, I encouraged you, if you have not already, to start the conversation about mental health. Start checking in with your kids about their concerns, their feelings, and making sure they have the tools they'll need to be emotionally and socially successful throughout the school year. It's common for children and teenagers to be anxious about what others may feel about them. They fear judgment from their peers and even their teachers about what they say, how they look, and how they perform. And since the pandemic, the rate of anxiety in children has risen. From sheltering in place, online learning, and time away from their peers, it prevented opportunity for kids to engage in normal social settings that would enhance their social skills. Some kids are having to relearn some social skills, like how to make friends, because they've been so out of practice. The idea of being back in the school environment where social interaction is a must, engaging with teachers, peers, and possibly speaking in front of your class, it's scary, and it creates a rise in anxiety. Some kids feel so anxious that they develop something called social anxiety disorder. This is when you worry so much about how you appear to people that you stop doing what you need to do or even want to do for fear of embarrassing yourself. So let's talk about recognizing social anxiety in your children and how to support them as they go back to school. So go ahead and grab your tea or your coffee, whichever you prefer, and let's dig in. Social anxiety is more than just being shy. It's extreme uncomfortableness in social settings. Don't get me wrong, it's completely normal to feel self-conscious at a young age and have some worries about being judged by others. However, extreme or excessive anxiety as a result of social interactions that lead to an inability to complete your tasks or to participate in preferred activities, it could be social anxiety disorder. And some signs of social anxiety in kids are worrying about meeting or talking to people, always feeling embarrassed or judged. They're self conscious about the way they look or just self conscious in general, avoiding triggering situations like going to the bathroom, avoiding social events, avoiding asking or answering questions in public. They may feel sad or even angry in social settings. They may refuse to attend school. There are also some physical signs as well, such as nausea, trembling, or complaining of stomach aches. Some parents notice these behaviors around, let's say, 13 years of age. And this would make sense because the transition into becoming a teenager brings all kinds of physical and emotional changes. A lot of times, social anxiety is not recognized because kids will act what we consider normal in their homes and quiet and obedient in school. And therefore, it is seen as normal behavior and it just becomes undetected. If your kid has social anxiety, seeking professional help will be beneficial. That way, they'll learn some social skills as well as some calming techniques and strategies to help them to overcome it. If they struggle with mild social anxiety, well, here's some things that you can try at home. Start by talking about forming healthy habits and routines. Teach your kids that diet, exercise, and even sleep, they all impact their mental health, either positively or negatively, depending upon the behavior and the choices that they make. Establishing some sorts of healthy routines will also cut back on unnecessary stress and pressures. Have a conversation with them about their fears and problem solve each and every one of them. If the thought of being in class and not knowing anybody gives your child anxiety, talk about it with them, problem solve it, even role play it if you have to. The more you have conversations about what to expect, the less anxious they'll become about the unknown. Monitor your child's negative thinking. Teach them how to reframe, to have a more positive attitude or positive outcome. For instance, if your child is already saying they're not going to make friends or no one's going to like them, help them to change that to a more optimistic narrative about how they're not alone in that feeling and to stay open to all kinds of possibilities that can happen this school year. Help your child to develop some interpersonal skills. This is a good time to role play with them, how to introduce themselves, how to have a conversation, how to show interest in others. how to say no or even ask for what you want or even what you need, how to get along with people you may not like because they will experience that, and teach them basic friendship skills. Finally, teach your child how to cope and calm. One of the best things to do is to let your kids know that they're going to always encounter situations that make them uncomfortable. They have to learn how to cope and to remain calm in those situations. Avoidance or shutting down in uncomfortable situations should not be an option. For instance, having to work in a group or speak in front of your class, it's going to be inevitable sometimes. And getting nervous, it's normal. Teach them how to calm by deep breathing, relaxing the tensions in their muscles, and using positive self talk to challenge the negative thinking. Social anxiety can be a serious challenge for children, and if it goes untreated or ignored, it's going to interfere with their ability to complete daily tasks and to even just function. This is why seeking professional help is important. If you notice any of these extreme signs and they're not getting better with strategies that you put in place in the home, so many tragedies can be avoided inside the home and outside the home when we pay attention to the mental health of our children and find immediate support when it's necessary. Well, that's it for today. I hope that you enjoyed your tea with tea on this Talk Therapy Tuesday. I'm Tanya McLean Nicholas, and I hope that you have a good day.